Hey guys, this is Phil. This is just a quick update on the Casa Grayskull. So I found it in the wild at Walmart. Now originally when they went up for sale, I missed the pre-order, or I tried to get a pre-order but it was sold out. And then I found out when they started shipping these out that they didn't have enough Casa Grayskull to go around. So a lot of people's order got canceled, and as a result, they got a $10 coupon for from Walmart, but still I didn't think I would get a Casa Grayskull. And then a few days ago I was at a Walmart, and lo and behold, this was sitting there. Now the box was huge, but it was also damaged, and there was a punctured a hole in it on the right side of the box. And I thought maybe some kid poked their hands in there and took out some stuff, but that wasn't the case. This is actually complete, so I was happy about that. And they only had one Castle Grayskull, so I'm assuming they had two in the shipment, and they sold the good-looking box, but the damaged box was still there. So anyway, 75 bucks. I'm gonna compare it to the Funko Batcave, which is actually just a knockoff, kinda, of a Castle Grayskull, and what Funko did and what Mattel did, and I'll kind of basically just kind of talk a little bit about them, because I actually bought the Batman, the Batcave, for cheap. It's like I bought it for like 20 bucks or something. But Castle Grayskull, I think, just spoiler alert, but it's a superior product. All right, let's actually talk about the Batcave first. All right, so the Batcave, the door only opens up inward, doesn't come out, so it gets the teeth actually stops it from coming out. This is blue plastic, but then sorry about the thing here, but then there's some darkening effects on the face here, and then the eyes are painted white here. So this is basically a face of a bat, and on top you can see a place where you can have somebody hanging out up there. Let's put Lionel up there. So yeah, so somebody can do a watchtower. It does seem kind of ridiculously big. Okay, so there is a latch that holds it together, and on the back you can see a hole where you can use your hand to like basically hold around. Not a lot happening back here. So one thing to notice, I don't know if you notice there's some damage, not damage, but it seems like there's going to be some plastic breaking right here. This is actually just Funko. Funko, their plastic is not great. And it's not like I'm abusive to my toys, but oh, there's a latch now. But they're not, the plastic they're using is just not great. Alright, so inside you can see a basically jail cell, which I actually really love in the Batman Batcave. I think that's so much better. Awesome. It's just a better design, in my opinion, than Master of the Universe. But it's generously like big for a jail cell. I mean, it just takes up more than basically this whole part down here. On top is your throne room. You do get a throne. I just don't have the throne with me, but it's a really nice chair. And then on the other side you can see the weapon storage racks, and then you got basically a dummy. And then you got the Batman map, or the flag up there. And that's pretty much on this section of the door. There's not much going on. And then all the stuff that's going to be happening is on the throne room, and I guess the jail cell area. This is a Batman helmet. You just basically just put it on the dummy, I think. Yeah, there we go. So that's where Batman can store his helmet. Alright, so rounding out the accessories, we have the throne, which has a really nice bat logo right here. and it's a very solid plastic piece. Very solid, and it looks actually really nice. It's my favorite part of the castle. We get this like thingy, maybe like a dome, some kind of sphere, and then we have this crazy ladder that looks like a vertebrae of a dead animal, which is actually way too big and kind of, it just seems like over the top. Now this playset is made for the DC Primal Age, which is basically DC Comics reimagined as like fantasies, you know, soldiers or what, I mean, you know, like kind of like barbarian, and obviously it's a knockoff of He-Man and the Master of the Universe. I mean, I guess inspired, but they Funko did license the design, like, you know, this bent feet and this design aesthetic from Mattel, I think. So basically it's the old action figures of the 5-inch figure. There's no improvement, there's no articulation, there's like no elbow articulation, no knee articulation, which is a problem because if you want him to sit on the throne, he just has to spread out his legs like that, and he doesn't sit very well, basically. So the toy itself is just not great. When Mattel actually redesigned the Master of the Universe line with the Origins line, they gave him bent knees and bendable elbows, which is great because then something like that, they can sit on the throne quite well. I guess I'll demonstrate with He-Man here. Okay, so because He-Man does have bendable knees, he's able to kind of sit alright on the throne. I mean, not great, but he can sit on it at least. So this playset, actually you can reuse it for kind of like a Master of the Universe thing, because it's somewhat in scale. So unfortunately, what this playset sucks at is there's only 2 levels. Basically the dungeon level, the throne level, and that's it. Pretty much anything on top is non-existent. This open space here is just not great, but I guess, you know, it's still fun. I think it's still good, and for the price, I think they originally wanted you know, $60 or $50. That's not bad for a huge chunk of plastic. Alright, Casa Grayskull. This looks great, but I'll start off with some of the stuff I don't like. First of all, it is just a straight up and down. I mean, the walls here are just very straight and perpendicular. I would have liked something to curve out a little maybe, but aesthetically it's just top to bottom, it's a giant castle. There are white specks in the plastic. You can't really hardly notice it, but there's tiny little white specks on the plastic. I think the plastic itself is made out of green, but then there's they mixed in some kind of like white speck. It's not bad, but it's noticeable. And I guess I don't really mind it, but it seems kind of weird. Maybe instead of white, they could have used a darker gray or a darker green or something that kind of color match the rocks. And anyway, the face is painted black on the eyes, and then like kind of neon green or moss green on this part here. Yeah. The other thing I don't like is it's expensive. It's $75 for a castle. There's no way around it. It's just very expensive for what it is. I believe it might be a Walmart exclusive. I could be wrong about that, but right now you can't really buy it from anywhere. I don't think you can buy it from Target. But yeah, it's great. I love that window. Okay, what I like about it, this door is amazing. Look at that detail, and I love that drawbridge action. It's just a really nice detailed scoped castle. Alright, let's spin it on the back. So these are held by 2 latches. So if you just unhook it, that's the bottom one down here. you can open up the back, but, or, well, let's take a look at the back first though. Okay, a lot more detail back here as well. I love this little hole here, and then you can lift the whole thing with that hole there, so you can carry it around like a basket. I love that brown on that side here, and then the back here. Now there is actually a secret door back here, but it obviously doesn't work. I don't think you can gain access to it, but I would have loved that option of a secret door back here. But yeah, the white specks are more noticeable back here. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I love this ledge. I think the details, the rocks and stuff, I really love that. So I've never had the original Castle Grayskull. When we growing up, we could never afford such a luxury item, so I never owned the original. So I guess this is probably the best thing I can do now that I'm an adult and can afford this castle. They give you a nice weapons rack there, and then there's also an additional weapons rack thing. I think I actually have to read the instruction, but I'm assuming it holds weapons and stuff on that shield. And then there's, it's kind of bare here. Actually, there's a sticker of the dungeon, but I'm just I don't know, I think it's stupid that they put that sticker there. I would have loved to have that piece be you know, the jail center or jail cell, but obviously I don't know why they decided not to include that jail that's in the original, but I guess it's good enough. Obviously that gimmick of you move the throne, and then you can actually cause the floor to collapse. There you go, and then they'll fall down to the dungeon part. But obviously, I don't know. They could have given us some bars. I mean, come on, it couldn't have hurt to put some bars there. All right, so we've got the elevator on this side. The elevator is kind of cool. You just pull on this drawstring, and it just brings up the elevator. So one cool thing is that you got that computer there. You got a flag, and then you got another computer on this other side, and then you got the throne room. Now it does come with an extra figure, which is Sorceress. So that's really cool. I bet you, obviously, they're going to release the Sorceress as a regular painted figure, but for now, the white figure is pretty amazing. I mean, they didn't have to give us a free figure, but that was awesome that they did. And then the third level, so this is the first level here, and then you got the second level and the throne room, and then you got a third level where you can, you know, shoot enemies from the thing. There's a flag over here, and you can also have an additional standing thing. I would have loved another extra item here maybe, but obviously or maybe even attach option to have a more cohesive you know, stand all around. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this. This is actually a lot of fun. I mean, obviously you can pose your figure on however you want, but I think it's awesome. So it does come with a kind of like this boar's head with the fist for basically can practice fighting. I believe that's also in the original Casa Grayskull. And then you got a ladder. So if you don't want to take the elevator, you can use the ladder. All right. So one thing I wanted to mention was that I'm really impressed that Mattel has been able to deliver figures and stuff. Now I don't have every wave of the Master Universe, even though I want them, but I only have wave 1 and wave 4, and maybe some random figures from wave 2 and 3. But I'm just really impressed that at least Mattel has consistently gotten product on this shelf. If you go to any store, you can see He-Man or Skeletor on the peg, even though I think those are peg warmers, because everybody who wants one has one. So to me, they should be releasing new figures, but I mean, I'm not the strategist or anything like that. I think they should just continue giving out more figures and stuff. I'm very excited about the Masterverse, which is based on the upcoming cartoon. That's a more realistic take on the He-Man action figure, and I think it's more in line of the 2002 series, like the what is it, the basically 2000X series, which I love. So I'm very excited to have those come out. So I'm definitely going to be picking those up, and especially Moss Man. That is my #1 figure. I must have that. But yeah, it's not going to scale well with this castle. But I mean, this is 5.5 inches, and as you notice, she can barely stand before she hits the roof there. And He-Man sits on the throne quite well, because they actually have little pegs in here that you can peg in his feet. And then there's pegs on the floor that you can have people, figure stands and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Yeah, I think, again, I think $75 is expensive, but I mean, if you can afford it, I think you should get it. I think this is awesome. It's really nice for your collection. Especially now that I have my He-Man Origin stuff, I can have them hang out here. And so yeah, the Batman Batcave that used to occupy a space, that is being replaced with this Castle Grayskull. So I'm very happy to do that. I don't know what I'm going to do with the Batcave, but since they they scale well, I feel like maybe I could have it as a secondary Casa Grayskull, like maybe the back of Casa Grayskull is like basically the Batcave. Extend this part of the the castle to the Batman castle. I think that should go pretty well. I don't have enough room for it, but that's something, if I had the room, that's probably how I could have display it. Or maybe have it as kind of like an evil fake Snake Mountains or something like that. But yeah, love the cartoon, love Origins, He-Man, love all the He-Man stuff. So okay, addendum. I just realized is there are holes on these, so you can actually put the ladder, so they can go on top here. So if you notice, there's 2 little peg holes. So I did not notice that. That's how you reach the top of the arc here, and maybe Stratus can just hop over here or hop over here. But otherwise, I didn't realize that that's the ladder is actually for the top of the roof. I always thought it was here, where you can put the ladder here, so you can climb up instead of using the elevator. I guess the elevator's there to get you up here. And yeah, I don't know how I can make the elevator stay up. Alright. So if you have He-Man sword, well, I'm just using this sword. You can poke it here and then just make a left, and then the drawbridge will come down. There we go.